Can I fix this? As you can see, this sweater looks perfect, except there's the tag and there's the seam. So if you were to wear it as it's supposed to be worn with the tag on the inside, you would be wearing it on the wrong side of the garment. I received this sweater more than a couple decades ago from my stepmom. I'm just going to hold it. It is from the Country Seat. I think it was a store at one point. And yeah, it says established in 1973. And it was jeans wear. Now, it's a beautiful sweater. I love the color work. I love the color. I don't know where my stepmom got it. Did she get it from somebody and they bought it and they saw this sweater and they thought, oh, I'll just get this one. Was it inside out? What is the dealio? Because this is the right side of the sweater. You know, the seams aren't showing. Can I fix it? Could I fix it? I don't know. These are questions I have and maybe you can answer. Hi, my name is Sue and this is the Cables, Lace, and Tails podcast. I am a maker from Western Wisconsin. I got this, like I said, more than a couple decades ago from my stepmom, and I wore it maybe twice. I always wished that the outside was this side because I loved it. It is a cotton sweater. It is commercially made. It is sewn in pieces. And I wore it once to a family gathering and I kind of got made fun of for wearing it inside out. But I don't know. Could I fix it? I don't know if I could. Let me know if I could. If you could tell me in the comments, yeah, you can take it apart at the seam and, sew it back up. My concern is, from watching like engineering knits, that certain pieces are done where they're done in like one big long sheet and then they're serged together, which this one was serged together. I don't know if I want to take it apart. I know my daughter won't wear it, although I watch Days of Our Lives. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. I've watched it all my life. You can't tell me it's a bad show because it's a wonderful show. They are always on the cutting edge of every fashion trend, my cat's over here causing chaos. Hi. Every fashion trend, every technical development, like they were the first ones to have a beeper, and then they got their cell phones. And I remember thinking when they got the cell phones on in the late 90s, who is going to have a phone with them at all times? Everyone. Anyway, so I have seen on Days of Our Lives that the style now is to show the inside seams. Okay, so if she wore this and you could see the seams, I mean, she might be very fashionable. It is a size small, which is too small for me, and I'm not going to wear it. I would like to replicate it. Maybe not out of cotton because it is a substantially heavy sweater, but the pattern is so pretty, so beautiful. But, just let me know in the comments if I could fix it. It would be an interesting. It would be interesting. Would I destroy it all? Oh no. That's what scares me. And it's been sitting in a bin for, 15 years, maybe 20. So I got this sweater and this LL Bean sweater. See, LL Bean. Now this one is in perfect condition. It's a simple raglan. It's a 100% cotton sweater. I would like to replicate this in the sense that I don't want to use cotton per se. I mean, it's a pretty thin cotton. It's a beautiful sweater. It is heavy because it's cotton, but I like the details. I like this little neckline. I like the raglan that they have here, and at the hem, they have a little slit. So I would like to use this as a jumping off point, so to speak, on another sweater. This one my daughter can wear, and she does like to wear the color pink. Right now, she has specific things she likes to wear pink. Like she just got a sweatshirt, a zip-up sweatshirt, and it's like the pink camo, which I find really interesting because she's never liked camo, but it's who her friends are. Anyway, let's move on. If I can fix it, I can fix it. If I can replicate them, I can replicate them. If you have any comments, please let me know if it is a possibility, or I should just start over from fresh and use it as a template. Okay, my coworker loved her blanket. I didn't really measure the last bit, but I figured it was at least 36 by 40. She's gonna keep it for her son until Easter, so it means more. But she did tell me when I gave it to her that he lost his little blanket and he was freaking out. And she's like, calm down, calm down. It's in your bed. You went to bed with it, so it can't have gone too far. And it was like wrapped up in sheets and whatnot. So obviously he really likes it, and I hope that he likes this one and that it lasts forever. I did something nice with the corners. They usually tell you to do 3 stitches in the corner. Okay, so you have your corner. I'm not gonna. So you have your corner stitch, say right here, and then you do 3 stitches so it makes it bigger. But if I just do 3 stitches, and I don't know if this is with everyone or if it's just me, if I just do 3 stitches in that middle stitch, it tends to be pointy, you know, like, I don't know, kind of gets like this little weird wonky point. So say like these are your 3 stitches. My fingers are stiff. I'll go like this. No, my fingers are too stiff. I'll do 2 on the next round. Do 3 here. Do a round. The next round. 2, 2, 2. Next round. I see how it looks, so it kind of just goes into a nice tapered corner. That is true on that. Okay, that is true on that. I used a Michaels brand yarn, loops and thread, which was acrylic and polyamide. So you can wash it, but you're not supposed to dry it because it'd probably melt. I used a 4.5 millimeter hook. I used an ergonomic hook. I did my foundation chain, and then I did a row of single crochet, and then I did double crochet up the blanket, and then when I got done with the double crochet, I started at the bottom and then single crocheted all the way around the blanket until I ran out of yarn. I used every bit of 3 skeins of yarn. There were some knots in the yarn here and there, but it wasn't really that bad. And for commercial yarn, it wasn't too bad. So that is my one finished object. Now, let's go on to things I have been working on steadily. I started really getting far on my curry. I call it the sari scarf. It's easier to call it the sari scarf. And I'm really close to being done with the first skein of yarn. And it is coming along. You can see the point. Oh yeah, you can see the point. Nice. Once I'm going to wet block this, and then, you know, I'll stretch it out a little bit. You can see if you can see it. I have worked, let's see, I've worked about 2 inches since last week. it goes faster and faster because, you know, you have less and less cables to do. And it is really a fun knit, and I am really enjoying it. I remember saying on one podcast that I kind of bent my cords, and there it is still kind of bent, but it's fine. It's fine. You know, no big deal. I'll just use it, and if it does break, well, then that was on me. I stored it wrong, and lesson learned. So I am using the Upcycle Alpaca blend from Knit Picks. Knit Picks is not sponsoring me at this time. I am looking into becoming an affiliate because I use them and I talk about them all the time. So, you know, why not? I'm using a size US 4 needle, so that's a 3.5 millimeter. The 4 square by Knit Picks. It's a laminated birch, and it is a square needle, which does help on hand tiring. It does change your gauge a little bit. And no, I did not do a gauge swatch with this at all. It didn't need to be. I thought, it's a scarf. Who cares? Right? I mean, it's gonna be for me. I don't really care. It is going well. I'm dropping my thing. I'm just looking. My kitty Tallulah has been really sassy with it comes to acrylic yarn, and I just don't want her to come and grab me. So not much is new about this. Let's see. I'm just moving right along. Now, let's see. One thing I'm almost done with is the back of. Oh wait. Stop right there. I got that scarf out of the Sorry Nordland book. And I'm just gonna and there's a picture of it. It'll be really nice. It kind of matches her sample, the color that I used. I did that on purpose because I like that color, and I thought that would really go well with a lot of different things. My second make that I really got along quite far is my Leisure Arts from the Necessary Knits. I don't want to be too I've mentioned this before. This is a discontinued book. You might be able to find it on eBay. I bought mine off of Thrift Books, which is another place, or A Books. I haven't bought anything off of A Books. I'm not sponsored by anyone at this moment in time. If I ever am, I'll be more than forthright to tell you. So I finished the armhole shaping, and now I just have to go up the back. I think it needs to measure like 8 inches or so. I'll look again. It does have those nice, I think, kind of even striping. It is kind of nice. I mean, it's just the yarn. I'm not doing this. I'm going willy-nilly. Willy-nilly. The yarn is what it is. It is a Joann's Big Twist in the color Violet Splash. It is a cotton poly. It does tire my hands out. I am using the Knit Picks 4 square needles for this as well. You can see it doesn't have that same bend in that cord because I've been taking care of these. I did about, let's see, about 4.5 inches since last week. You can, it's all wrapping on itself because it's stockinette. There's the armhole shaping. And now I'm just going to work straight up to that 8-inch mark, which I might have to do more than one lace panel. Let's see. Can you see it? It's so hard to see in this light. I'll hold it real still. Yeah. It's a nice little detail. It's kind of, I don't know if it's getting washed out because I'm using a variegated yarn, but I had it in stash. This is the one cotton yarn I had more than enough for, So I thought, why not? After I'm done with the back, I will be working on the front. I am making the 4th size. So I think it's a 48-inch bust. And it's coming along. It will be nice. I mean, you know, wearing this outside instead of a old zipper sweatshirt, you know, I'm becoming a different woman in my 50s. Because I've worn zipper sweatshirts since I can remember. Anyway, what else have I been working on? I've been just moving along on things, and it doesn't really need to be talked about too much because I am just working. The needle size I am working on, this is a size 8 or 5 millimeter. I got gauge with that. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I wet blocked it. I think I thought, it's cotton and it'll be fine, and I'm doing it well enough, big enough, so it's gonna stretch a little bit, but I think it might shrink a little bit, which I would like. This is going to be, I'm doing the back right here, and it has, you know, I've been wanting stripes. I've been wanting stripes in my wardrobe for a while. It started a few years ago where I'm like, you know, I kind of want stripes. And now I thought to myself, I would really like a striped sweater, but I haven't like really dove into like say making a stripe hype, and there's some others that I'd like to do. But my yarn is striping for me. This is, unfortunately, a discontinued yarn, Barocco Dolce. You can find it still online. My cat's down here. It is a mix. It has a cotton wool nylon cord that is braided, and then it has brushed alpaca on the outside. Let's see. Can you see? I can see it. Let's see. There's a nice little halo. It is super soft. It feels like my cat's belly. That's probably why she wants it. She's down here. Tallulah. Hello, Tallulah. It's gorgeous. The color is called Jade. And when I saw that, because I had forgotten, and then I was looking it up online, like, could I get more of this yarn? I had a cat named Jade. She was a one-eyed calico. She passed away from cancer last 2 Octobers ago. I really miss her. She was such a sweetheart. When we got her from the Humane Society, they had already taken her eye, so we always knew her as a one-eyed cat. And she was so jaded. She was so angry. I mean, calicos are cranky cats anyway. Or they have catitude. Is that true, Tallulah? Do you have catitude? So, this is just coming along. I work on this here and there. I'm in no hurry to have it done. But it's nice to have, like, you want to do something, and yet you don't want to think about cables or lace, or you don't want any hand pain, and so it's fun to do. This is my gauge swatch. You can still see the striping a little bit, but it becomes a little bit more muted. And I am using, this was a free sample I bought. I bought some stuff. They had a free sample if you bought so much stuff. And this is Knit Picks, I want to say Radiance? No. Is there nickel or stainless steel? I think it's stainless steel. I like them. They are a heavier needle. I like that substantial feel, especially with this loosey-goosey yarn. I feel like I'm holding it, and you can feel it working versus like, am I doing anything? Sometimes you get those really light needles, and it's to each their own. All right, to each their own on that. Now, my vegetable patch sweater. Oh, wait. I always forget stuff. I'm sorry. I'm rewinding. My Barocco Dolce sweater that I just showed, I'm doing a V-neck drop shoulder cardigan using my Ann Budd handy book of the Knitter's Handy Book of Sweater Patterns. I'm doing the back in size 42. No, I'm doing the back in size 44, the front in 42, and the arms in size 40, which is nice because this is one of those, here, I'll just show this one. It's a spreadsheet book. That's not the sweater, but you get the point. Okie dokie. So, onwards and upwards. I didn't really work on too many different things. I worked on 4 main things plus 1 more, and then something fun for fun. So my next one, I'm just going to show the back here. I am making this. It is the Vegetable Patch Cardigan. It is from the Knit Picks Homestead Cables book. The pattern is actually by Annie Howard. Now, I am making the 4th size, which it has a 48-inch bust. It fits within the scheme of ease that they have built in. I don't want something as big as the last one I made. It was just, I have small shoulders. I'm not that broad up here. So I decided 48. Now, I've had trouble with this. I'm going to look back at my notes. Okay, here they are. So the first gauge swatch I did, I used Knitter's Pride wood needles, and I got 20 stitches per 4 inches, wet blocked. And then I went down to a US 6, and I was using Knit Picks laminated birch needle, which was not the 4 square, just the other free needle I received from Knit Picks out of that free kit. And I got 24 stitches unblocked. But when I blocked it, I got 22 stitches. So then I got this from them, because I always forget. I'm always forgetting, like, well, if I get too many, then I need to size up the needle, right? Is that right? Or I don't have enough. Do I size down? Is that right? And I keep, instead of like looking all over the internet, looking through all my books, Knit Picks has this, what's it called? Troubleshooting gauge. And then the other side says swatch it. So you can, there's 2 different levels of where you can look at your stitches, so you can see if this one is the same as this one, which is nice. It also has a ruler down here, and then it gives you hints right here. So I was reading it, and it says, can't match your gauge. Well, try using a different needle material. Like if you're using metal, then use wood or bamboo or whatnot. So I went down to my thought pattern. I was like, okay, do I want to try this on a US size 5? And I'm like, no. This yarn is going to be too bunchy, too solid. It's not what I wanted. It's not going to look like the pattern in the book. So I decided to get out my US size 6, which is a 4mm, in my Knitter's Pride Zing. They're the only metal needles I have that have circular. It has a blunter tip, so I was kind of nervous about that with the cable, but it's working out fine. I did a gauge swatch of that. And that US size 6 Knitter's Pride Zing, I got 25 stitches per 4 inches before I blocked it. That is the gauge. It is 25 stitches per 4 inches. I was like, awesome. I was a little nervous about wet blocking it because it seems like I lose some stitches. So I really paid attention when I was making this gauge. I really paid attention to how I was purling right after the cable. I was, not distracted, so to speak. So I really worked through my blocks with this sweater because it was all the gauge swatches were giving me a hard time. I had a hard time when I was trying to do it one day. So I wet blocked it, fingers crossed. I didn't stretch it. I laid it out. I laid it out on my mat, and I just kind of put it against the lines on there and just let it to dry. Now I had stayed up quite too late that night working on stuff, whatever, and I was about to fall asleep. I had earlier in the day put my mat kind of in front of the heating vent. I mean, the heat doesn't turn on all the time, but if it does, I thought, it'll dry faster. And so I left it there and went to bed super tired, and I was about to fall asleep, and all of a sudden I went, oh, what was that? My cats found it. I was like, no, 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 no. And they were like, what's I turned on the light, scared them, like, what the? Because I was laying in bed and they thought I was asleep. Thankfully, they just had started to goof around with it. They had not poked it, prodded it, picked it apart. I took it and I put it up high and went to bed. So when I measured it, after it was dry, I was 24 stitches per 4 inches blocked. And I said to myself, all right, what does that mean? Okay, so you're losing 1 stitch per 4 inches, and I'm doing a 48-inch bust, and I so really wanted a math wizard with me because it would be a lot easier. So I thought to myself, all right, well, half of 48 is 24, okay? And please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just hoping it works out. I'm doing a 48-inch bust. Half of 48 is 24, and I'm doing it in pieces. It will stretch. I looked at it and I did this. I'm like looking for it. It does stretch, so it should be okay. I'm using Wool of the Andes. Shire Heather. It is beautiful. Oh, I have both. Oh, good, good. So this was my first gauge swatch. The 8s. And it's not, I mean, over here, the way I did the gauge swatch, it's really losing its definition, so we'll just concentrate on that one. It's too loose. You can see right through it. It's not good. This one, I did another gauge swatch using US 6, but in wood. I took it apart. And then I started one using US 5, and I took it apart before I even measured it. This one is US 6 4mm using the Knitter's Pride Zing. I like it a lot better. As you can see, it does stretch. I don't want it to stretch too much. But, so if you're missing 1 stitch per 4 inches, and if you do the back and it is 24 inches across, because it's a 48 circumference, essentially, well, 4 times 6 is 24. So essentially, you're missing 6 stitches, which is about 1 inch, which then would make it down to a 47. Is that right? Am I right on this? Can anyone tell me if that is correct? I would really appreciate it because I think it is, but I'm not sure. In a 47-inch circumference, would it be down to 46? Because you got the front as well. I think it would be. Because if you're missing 6 stitches, which is about 1 inch, and you're missing it on the back, you'd be missing it on the front. So it'd be a 46. You know what? I'm just gonna go willy-nilly. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go willy-nilly because I don't even know if that is correct, and I'm tired, and I don't want to be the next size up is 51. I think either 51 and a half or 51 and a quarter. That's gonna be like, it's just gonna be like, it's gonna be like my other one, and I don't want it to be that big. We'll see now, won't we? Now, I have those off to the side, and I started working on the ribbing. I just want to show you the yarn. If you can see all the different hues in this yarn, it is so pretty. It reminds me of deep forest moss. Anyway, so right now I have to do 14 rows of 2x2 ribbing. There we go. And when I don't stretch it out completely, but if I hold it out and then I hold it around myself, it's going to be fine. You know, sometimes you just have to believe that it's going to work out. You don't know how. You don't know when. You don't know where or what. You're just going to do it. And then it's going to work out and it's going to be just fine. I have 7 rows done. This is the front side with my little marker. It's nice. I really like it on size 6. If you can see, it does have a blunt top. It's nice. I like them. They're just fine. Some people don't like blunt needles, but I find them to be, they're real smooth. Although I will say, I wanted another pair of, or another set of Zings, and they were on sale because I think they're rebranding their stuff. Pretty sure they're rebranding it. You know, instead of something like this, they have it in like a pink or something. Well, anyway, I saw that they were on sale, and I thought, well, I'll just get another set because I need more of certain sizes, and then I don't have to like change my needles and yada yada yada. Well, I ordered them from Amazon this past fall, and I got them, and I was so excited. And I looked at them, and I studied them, and I got my glasses on because each needle, I'm gonna grab this. Each needle in the first set had nicks, scratches. So nicks and scratches here. In the 7s, there was actually a chunk taken out of the top. Like, it was so ragged and jagged, and I had to get my glasses on because I'm a little nearsighted. And I'm like, well, I don't want these. So I returned them. No big. That's the good thing about Amazon, that at least that product that I bought, it was free return. So easy peasy, returned it right away. And then I ordered another set because I really wanted another set of these at that time. And the next one had nicks and scratches, and there were somewhere like little pock marks and corroded. And I thought, well, where did these come from? Were they displays and got damaged or something? Because one of them looked like it was in the sun, and that needle got bleached out a lot. So I returned those, and I thought, well, maybe in the future. So, you know, you can buy needle sets from different companies, Woolen Company, Knit Picks. I'm sure there's all kinds, right? You can buy them from Knitter's Pride. Right now, I haven't bought too much off of Amazon because, you know, if you pay attention, does he really need my money? I don't think so. So I've been like thinking, well, what do I want to do? And then, what was I going on with this? Oh yeah. Sorry. I got a text message from a scammer this morning saying that my Amazon refund of $99.99. I haven't bought anything from Amazon in a couple months. I'm like, yeah, no. So I reported the spam and deleted it. Don't click the link. That's how they get you. Now, that is, oh, one more thing. My daughter had a orthodontist appointment. Dishcloths are back, baby. Just a simple little dishcloth. You know, when I look at this color, I'm going to think of myself, oh yeah, I was sitting in the waiting room singing songs, you know, lip singing with the radio that was playing there. It was like in-house radio or whatever. I am running out of my own dishcloths. They are so old, and I don't even remember when I made them, probably 5-6 years ago. But they are getting really raggedy looking. So I thought, you know, you make dishcloths, make some for yourself. And I love this color. This is one of my favorite yarns. I mean, it's so pretty. You might as well be happy when you're doing dishes. So this is Peaches and Cream, 100% cotton. I get it at Walmart. This size ball can make me 2.5, depending on the dishcloth, of course. This is only 33 stitches across. I make it to the size of my hand. I know it's real scientific. I measure my hand. I'm like, okay, it's pretty close. So I can get 2.5 dishcloths out of one of these, and they're $1.97 still at Walmart. Anyway, working on that. Now, I keep thinking of this song. Alicia Keys, I think, sang it. This Girl Is on Fire. It keeps running through my brain. There's some other songs that run through my brain, but it keeps running through my brain. Now, I've talked about Bargello in the past, and I really like this motif. It's called The Flame. Now, I haven't finished this color all the way across, and I kind of wanted to see how it looked, because you have to repeat the pattern. So I'm doing 6 colors here, and then I'm going to have a different color on the border. But essentially, I'm trying to mimic smoke coming off a fire, but it's actually green. It's kind of like a pale pastel, kind of silvery and almost in some ways. Anyway, so down here I'm going to do red, darker pink, pink, orange, and yellow if I can. And then it's going to build up. It's so pretty. And this is what my cat attacks me with all the time. I was working on this and she fish hooked me right in my finger. Let's see if I can grab her. I just have a bunch of acrylic yarn from this and that and the other, and I should just use it up. And so this is that color that I've been working on, and well, she's not around anywhere, and the other cat doesn't care. So it's a lot of fun. Now, I learned about Bargello from Charlie Neebe, the Stitchery. She also has another channel called Charlie Neebe. But I'm using this book as my guide. I'll show you real quick. It's really nice. I don't think I'm giving anything away pattern-wise, because I'll just cover that. So you just kind of follow how they have it on that grid. And then this is their sample, which is really nice. There's different colors. So here's 2 more. I just think it's so cool. I am a child of the 70s. One I want to really do is something like this one. Not in those colors, but that same motif. It has such depth. It's just so neat. It looks like they're candles. I don't know. I find it amazing. I love this kind of stuff. You know, it is um, it is a break from, say, knitting or crochet, but it still gives you that satisfaction. I like to see, like, this has movement. I think that is so neat, and it's just the way they're stitched. Um, I've been feeling kind of stabby lately. You cannot hurt others, but you can make beautiful art. And I'm going up and down, and it's really calmed my mind, because I don't want to get too political, but you know, WTF, okay? WTF. Make art. Don't get mad, you know, think to yourself, this girl is on. I can't sing it because I don't want to get copyrighted. But you get the motion. Anyway, this is kind of a shorter one. I'm only at 41 or so. I would like to say thank you so much for my new subscriber. I should have done this in the beginning, but I'm doing it now. I really appreciate it. What? So happy. Thank you for subscribing. I really enjoy doing this. It really gives me a lot of positive vibes. Self-confidence. I don't know. I'm 50 some years old, and this old dog is learning some new tricks, and it makes my brain feel good. It makes my happiness grow. I'm encouraging others. I was working in the library today, and the librarian was there, and kids are checking out books, and a student checked out the crochet book that we just got, and I was like, ooh. He was like, yeah, I'm teaching myself on the weekend. I'm like, awesome. I go, that's a really good book. I just think it's so wonderful. You know, instead of sitting and playing video games or scrolling on TV or whatnot, let's do crafts. Anyway, that's about it. Not much else is new. It's the end of March, blustery, some days cold, some days warm, some days snow, some days dry. I just wish people wouldn't burn leaves. It stinks, and you don't need to burn leaves. I don't know why people do it, but they do, and they're doing it in my neighborhood behind me, and well, they're morons. That's my opinion. That is just my opinion. That's all. All right. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And who knows, one day it might be a lot different. And I will have something to give my daughter in the future, that she can see my face, hear my voice, because some days I would just love to hear my grandmas talk. Yes, I would. I miss them a lot. Anyway, take care. Have fun. Bye for now.